Hello, hello, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. We're doing some psychology this morning. How's everybody doing? Good morning, good morning. Welcome into the live. We're going over some psychology, chapter 4 today. Just going to give a quick lecture. How's everyone doing this morning? Hope you are all doing well. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm about to go over some psychology, chapter 4, which is focused on like sleep, anything like sleep related. We're going to go over the circadian rhythm. We are going to do consciousness, activation, synthesis, model of dreaming, insomnia, parasomnias. We're going to cover like why we sleep, the different stages of sleep, and we'll go over some common sleep disorders, things like that. I can give you guys some mnemonics as well. Thank you for following. Thanks for liking the live, everybody. I really appreciate it when you guys like the live. We're going to get started here in just a moment. Is anyone here in general psychology right now or going over or like interested in learning about anything with sleep? So hopefully I'm not coming down with a bit of a cold. We'll get started here in just a moment. But hello, if you're just joining us, welcome in. Ooh, about my stand. My name is Ollie. I have a master's degree in molecular medicine. And I do take topic requests. You can send me a topic request to cover at my email, medzig.ollie at gmail.com. At gmail.com. Welcome in, welcome in. We'll go ahead and get started here in just another minute. Welcome in, welcome in. We're going to cover some psychology, chapter 4 information. Thanks for liking the live. I really appreciate you. Alrighty. Just another minute or so before we get started. Awesome, awesome. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Thanks for liking the live. I really appreciate you guys. Again, we have some psychology to cover, and then afterwards we'll take a little break, and then we'll move into some anatomy and physiology, particularly on the endocrine system. That's what's been requested. Heading to my exam right now. Wish me luck. Good luck, Brianna. It's good to see you again. Good morning. What's your exam on? I know it's in. I know you were asking about the nervous system. Yeah, nervous system stuff. Awesome. Well, good luck, everyone. Wish Brianna good luck. But alrighty, we'll go ahead and get started here. I know a few of you have general psychology, and one of your classmates has given me some information to cover, so we're going to go over that right now. So, just make sure there's no other. Thanks, Ollie. Appreciate it. Have a great rest of your morning. Yeah, thank you. Good luck. You got this. Alrighty. Alrighty, let's get started. So, the first thing to cover is the circadian rhythm. Can everyone see that okay? Hopefully so. So the circadian rhythm is a 24-hour biological clock. Essentially, this is what regulates our sleep, our wakefulness, our body temperature, body functions, so like body temp. Plus functions. Essentially, this is the rhythm that is why you're sleepy at night and you're alert kind of in the morning sometimes. Some of us are alert in the morning. I can definitely say I am not the most alert person at the moment. But essentially, this is part of why you have your 1 p.m. sluggish session. This is when I love taking naps. You love to nap at 1 p.m. Hello, if you're just joining us, welcome in. We're going over some general psychology. Our next term, which we need to know for chapter 4, is consciousness. So essentially what this is kind of like just your awareness of yourself. I'm just going to abbreviate. Plus your environment. So essentially this is like your thoughts, your emotions, your perceptions. Like right now you're aware that you are watching this live stream on chapter 4 for psychology. Hey Ken, how you doing? Welcome in. It's good to see you again. Next term is activation, synthesis, model of dreaming. So what is this one? It's a very long term. Oh, thank you for the follows. Appreciate it, guys. So again, it's a long term, but essentially it is a theory that suggests that dreams result from the brain essentially to make sense of neuroactivity, making sense of neuroactivity during sleep, specifically REM sleep. Brain stuff, Sean? What about brain stuff? We are covering some brain stuff. But essentially, your brain interprets like random signals from the pons, part of our brain stem. It creates a dream about flying, even though that we have no real connection to flying. You know, just don't randomly start flying around. So our next term, what's important to know, is insomnia. Essentially, it's referred to as a sleep disorder. And it's basically like trouble falling asleep. So you're having trouble falling asleep, staying awake, or waking up too early. Someone might stay in bed for hours and they have trouble falling asleep, and things like that. Hello, welcome in. If you're just joining us, we are doing some anatomy and physiology later on in this live, but right now we're currently going over some general psychology. Specifically chapter 4, which kind of goes over sleep-wake cycles, and that. Thanks for liking the live, I really appreciate it. But our next term here is parasomnias. Essentially what this does is this is kind of like just your abnormal behaviors when you sleep. So this is like sleepwalking, night terrors. So I put sleepwalking. Night terrors. So, moving on as to, then we have our thing, and then we have our terms over here. So, moving on to, so why do we sleep? Essentially, why we sleep is we have what's called a restorative theory. Essentially, essentially what that means is sleep restores body plus brain functions. Just making sure I don't miss any comments. Helping with like physical recovery. This also can be included in like our evolution and our cognitive theories. Evolution is sleep helps with survival. And then sleep cognitive function of sleep enhances our problem solving. Like learning and memory. So learning but less memory. Next we have our stages of sleep. I'll send this down. Our stages of sleep. Can anyone tell me what our stages of sleep are? And then I can go into a little bit more of an explanation. Hi, Alice. I can do that later. Right now I'm working on, someone has requested that we do chapter 4 for general psychology. So we'll start with this and then we can move on to that. Yes. Okay, thank you. Marcel and Helios, REM, and non-REM. So we have our, let's put it as NREM, so our non-REM. And this has this is our like rapid eye, non-rapid eye movement sleep, which has a couple stages here. So we have stage 1. Stage 1 is kind of our it's our light sleep. This is where we have our alpha waves. And alpha waves are a very important term that you should know, so I will highlight it. And these are your slower, relaxed state of waves. Slower, relaxed. Then we also have hypnagogic hallucinations. essentially here, kind of what that is this is like our like brief sensory experiences. So if you're like feeling like you're falling asleep, so like feel like falling asleep. Once we move on to our stage 2 now. This is when our theta waves appear. This is when we have like short bursts of brain activity. Short brain activity burst. We have stage 3. Essentially what that is that's our deep sleep. So this is when delta waves are dominant. So delta, D, deep, delta. That's how I remember that. This is when it's really hard to wake up. Hard to wake up. This is good notes. Thank you everybody for liking the live. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. This is when your body like kind of repairs and grows. And then we have our REM, our rapid eye movement of sleep. This is when dreaming occurs. This is when brain activity, so I put brain activity as BA. This resembles wakefulness. And the body is quote unquote like paralyzed. Is it one note? No, it's good notes. Good notes. I'll type it in. Or I'll write it in. Good notes. Thank you so much. Yeah, no problem. So, real quick, and then we'll cover our. Actually, make sure I didn't mess that up. Hold on. We have our common sleep disorders. So we have our insomnia, which we went over already. Insomnia. We have narcolepsy. I'll go over these in just a second. I'm just going to list them all out. Thanks for following, guys. I really appreciate it. We have sleep apnea. We have night terrors. We have sleepwalking. Otherwise known as somnambulism. All right. So insomnia went over. It's kind of difficulty falling asleep. So trouble falling asleep. Narcolepsy is sudden sleep attacks during the day. Fun fact, in high school I had to do a presentation on narcolepsy. and like it was, you had to make it like super interesting and like kind of tell a story with it. That was like kind of the goal of it. And I like made this like it was Nelly the narcoleptic narwhal. I thought that was like the funniest thing ever. If I can ever find that, I might bring that back. But Nelly the narcoleptic narwhal. But these are all the common ones that were given to me by the general student. So sleep apnea is when breathing stops and starts, essentially causing disrupted sleep. So night terrors are like intense like nightmares, so like intense fear, like screaming. It's common in children. Sleepwalking is when you were walking or performing actions while you sleep. So that was it. So yes, cataplexy a lot. Sleeper's gonna fall. I haven't taken AMP in a while. I need to prepare for my HESI test for nursing school. Awesome, thanks for following. We'll be going over some AMP here again in just a minute or so. This is essentially the chapter 4 that we needed to go over. Did someone ask about transcription? I did have a video on that on my profile that goes over transcription and translation. It's a pretty good video. It's not too far down. Did anybody have any questions on this stuff while I was here? Because this is all I'm going to do for psychology, and I'm going to take a break, and then I'll be back at 11:30 for some endocrine system anatomy and physiology. Anyone have any quick questions before I go? Do I have any videos about osmosis and diffusion? I don't believe so. Any chance I can go over a sensory nerve in the future? Yeah, if I can make a video about that. But if you guys would, this is my email. Send me an email about like what you want to see. It's medzeg.ollie@gmail.com. So I can definitely go over some sensory neuro stuff in the future. I can definitely make some videos about osmosis and diffusion. I'm more than happy to. Are there any other questions here before I go? Just gonna take a short break and then we'll be back in like an hour for some AMP material. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys. I know there's a midterm coming up for psychology on Monday, so. If there are no questions, I'm going to end the live. I'll be back in like an hour, guys. We'll go over some endocrine stuff.